Kia ora, and welcome to Thursday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect New Zealand. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz. And today we lead with news: intensified clashes in the Persian Gulf has oil prices rising, little transit activity in the Strait of Hormuz, and significant disconnect from Trump's claim that both sides are still negotiating. Clearly they aren't. In the world economy, and first in the US, mortgage applications fell again last week, a third consecutive weekly easing, mostly driven by lower refinance activity. Mortgage interest rates eased back, however, even if they remain close to one-year highs. And ahead of this weekend's US non-farm payrolls report, private businesses added 122,000 jobs in May, according to the ADP survey, a new high since January 2025. And compared to a downwardly revised 105,000 in April and above forecasts of 117,000. Hiring was broad-based, they report, and say it augurs well going into the summer hiring season. But this isn't backed up by the US services PMIs for the US. The May ISM Services PMI reported a good expansion, about the average it's been in 2026 and slightly higher than expected. Good new order flows are behind the result as well. But the same firms reported contracting staffing levels and faster input cost pressures. The parallel S&P Global Services PMI was less upbeat, noting a muted increase in business activity, optimism faltering, and employment falling solidly. Overall, it is a jobless expansion, these PMIs both say. US factory orders are reflecting some of the stockpiling effects we've noted earlier. In April, these orders rose 13% in nominal dollar terms above year-ago levels, but without aircraft and defence orders, they are up 5.8%. Still a good result, but mostly accounted for by inflation. And remember, PPI rose 6% in the same 12-month period. American crude oil stocks fell again, and for the sixth consecutive week, and the largest fall in this period. Over the past year, it has fallen more only in 3 specific weeks, and each of those were not in a continuing series. Their strategic oil stocks are now at their lowest in 22 years. And the Fed's Beige Book survey for May reported that most of the 12 Federal Reserve districts had slight to modest increases in growth, although a handful experienced flat or slightly declining activity. Labour markets remained tight, but were cooling, they said. Business respondents said rising input costs for non-labour inputs were largely able to be passed on to consumers. Consumer spending was described as mixed, heavily influenced by affordability concerns and shifts in discretionary income. In Canada's key housing markets in Ontario, new listings have fallen, as have prices, and more homes are selling, but also more are selling at a loss. In Japan, their central bank will meet next in a bit over a week, and their governor has indicated that rate hikes will be discussed to weigh against rising inflation, even that pushed by higher energy costs. And according to the private S&P Global Services PMI for China, that sector is expanding on a faster basis, much stronger than as reported by their official data. New businesses expanding, and they're hiring faster. But they also face their highest cost pressure since October 2023. Meanwhile, Australia released its first quarter 2026 GDP data yesterday, saying their economy expanded 2.5% in real terms over the past year, but the growth rate slowed in the March quarter from the December quarter. Rising interest rates and significantly higher fuel costs in the March month likely created an environment for more cautious consumer behaviour. This resulted in reduced spending across a range of household expenditure categories, and exports fell. The unders and overs likely balanced out, but the level of spending on equipment for new data centres was so large it might have accounted for all the first quarter gain. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now just on 4.49%, up 3 basis points from yesterday. The price of gold will start today down $45 at $4,437 an ounce. Silver's down $1.50 at just under $73.50 an ounce. Oil prices are up another $2.50 at just over $96 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is up to $98 a barrel and up $2. Hormuz remains shut. And the Kiwi dollar is lower from yesterday at this time at 58.6 US cents, down 60 basis points. Against the Aussie, we're down 30 basis points at 82.2 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're down 40 basis points at just under 50.6 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just under 62.2, which is down 50 basis points from yesterday. And the Bitcoin price starts today at just on $65,847 and down another 2.4% from yesterday. Volatility over the past 24 hours has been modest though, at just under plus or minus 1.9%. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.